All right, hello again, this is Jeff Scott. Now we're going to see what happens. What I did was I meant to press the key to basically, well, just to show you this if you care. But when I'm over here and I'm running this stuff, what I meant to do was press the thing that said pause, but instead I pressed the stop button. So once it stops, I have to let it go through the whole process of production and whatever. So that took a little longer than I thought. I found the error. Notice I spelled ascending wrong here. So I'm going to change it to ascending. I'm going to save this and I'm going to try to run it again because I got the same message. So let's see now. And there it is. Now, as I went through it, I found a few more mistakes. All right, besides spelling ascending wrong right there. So I've gone through the main function. You've seen that. I'll leave that up there. Literally, I'll count silently to 10 so you can see all of it. And after main, we've got fill array. Then we've got menu. And again, you see how small all of these are. Then we have show menu options. Then we had call array function. This I cannot show at one time. I'll have to show it as basically 3 different screens. Or maybe 4 different screens. And finally the sort ascending, which is all right here. Now the good news is the sort descending will be exactly like the sort ascending. The only difference is, of course, instead of saying ascending, it'll say descending. And instead of saying greater than here, it'll say less than. That should be, I believe, the only changes that I have to make here. Oh, I've got it here already, so let me just grab all of this. I found some other errors. I had originally said size minus 1 and it's size minus I minus 1. And over here, I had originally set these flags to false for case 5 and case 6, and they should have been set equal to true. But I think those were the only errors that I found when I went back and looked through this. So again, this is all done, but this says less than now instead of greater than. So I'll leave that up there for a second. So that's the sort descending. So I'm literally on the last page of stuff that I have to write here. So I need the print array sum, the print array average, and the calculate sum. Each one of these is an average of, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 lines apiece. All right, so let's get down to the next one here. So the print array is next. And again, that's pretty straightforward. What I did was, instead of defining my loop control variable inside of the loop, I defined it outside of the loop. And is it a big thing? No. But the reason that I defined it outside of the loop, I wanted there to be a comma after every number except for the last one. So I said size minus 1 instead of size right there. So when I got to the very last one, I made sure I didn't put a comma after it. Is that big a thing? Not at all. but it just looked a little bit better aesthetically, that's all. So I put a %d here followed by an actual comma. This is going to be used to print out any array. When it comes in, I don't know if it's the numbers array, the ascending array, or the descending array, so I just called it num. So this will print out everything except the last array element. They'll each have commas after them. Then I'll come out and just print the last array element. In fact, I can just grab this whole printf statement that I have right here without the comma though. So I'm going to remove the comma from it. There. And that's the print array. Like I said, approximately 10 lines. All right, next we've got print array sum and print array average, and these are even smaller. All right, print array sum, let's just see, literally it's 2 lines. Well, it's not, I'm going to call calculate sum here. Int sum equals calculate sum, all right? Then I'm going to say printf the sum of all array elements is %d. Oops. Don't know what happened there. Sum. Jeff. Sum. All right, that's the whole print array sum. The average isn't much bigger. Again, I'm setting the sum, a local variable called sum that's equal to that. Then I'm saying double average equals, and that's equal to the sum divided by size, but that'll throw away any decimal place that I have. So I did a cast there of a double size. And then just like we had the printf there, I'm going to have a printf down here. But since I want the decimal place to be in there, all right, so I'm saying the average of all of them, and instead of %d, it's %.2f, and it's the average. All right, so that's print sum and that's print average. Then to actually calculate the sum down here, which is the last routine, it's very short. Again, int, I'll make sum, set that equal to 0. That's what I'm going to end up returning. And what is it? It's a for loop. Int I equals 0, I less than size, I plus plus, sum plus equals numbers sub I. That's just saying go in and add every array element together and stick it into sum. And I think the only thing that's left is to return the sum. So that's that whole routine except for return sum. Again, you could make the case and say, well, you're making us type these really long programs, Jeff. I mean, this one, 280 lines. But out of those 280 lines, again, we've got, there's 10% of just the beginning comments. We've got comments throughout. I put a thing between each function that we were creating, and I don't know if I did those by the bottom ones, so I'll make sure I do. Yep, I've got them. Good. Put one at the bottom. All right, so that's everything. Let's see if we can compile it and run it and if it works correctly. All right, it compiles. All right, so it's telling us to we should have numbers in there already, so let's put a 2 in there to show the numbers in their original order. There they are right here. I guess I should have had another line break there, but you can see them. All right, so let's take a look. Remember, we only have 10 right now, so the numbers in ascending order. There they are in ascending order. In descending order, oops, and there they are. Well, that doesn't look right. That's the original numbers, so something's wrong with the descending order. The ascending looks just fine, the descending looks screwed up. So let's see if we can find the smallest and the largest. The smallest should work. The largest. Smallest. Oh, I did a 7 there. The smallest doesn't print anything. The sum prints, and the average should be 54.3, and it is. So all that stuff works. So I have to go back and take a look at my descending sort routine, because that looks like it could be a little funky still. Sort descending, so that's at least spelled correctly. Let's go back out and take a look. Sort descending, I want to make sure. Again, you know, if you click on this, you can see and make sure that it's spelled correctly all over the place. Okay, that is. That is, so it's spelled okay. Let's look, maybe I made a mistake in here, so I'm going to look at this and compare that to my master, if you call it that, or whatever. Oh, I'm using the ascending array here. I should be using the descending array. So that's the problem in here. So that's DE, that's DE, 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 DE. And that should fix, hopefully, all of it. So I'll run it one more time, make sure that it works, and go over it, let you see the code one more time. So, in fact, before we even do this, where is that, where we print out the stuff that's in the array? So, I've got to go out to the print array function. There. So before we print any of this, let's do a printf, \n\n. All right. And what that'll do is it'll print a couple of blank lines near the beginning. And let's not only print them there, but let's also put a couple more down here. All right. So let's compile it. Compiles. All right, so a 2 to print out the numbers. There they are, in no particular order. A 3, there they are in ascending order. A 4, there they are in descending order. A 5, now the smallest should be a 5 from what's in there, and it is. The largest should be a 99, and it is. The sum is 596, so the average should be a 59.6. Okay, and that all looks okay. One more thing I want to do, just to try to make this look pretty symmetrical, or whatever you'd want to call it. One more there. And one more there. Oops. That's all okay. One more here. One more here. Looks pretty good as far as I can tell. I thought there was one other thing that I wanted to do. Let's take a quick look here. I don't know what that other thing was, so. All right. So there it is, array. Let's generate new numbers right away. Oh, I know what the other thing was. I was going to change that from 10 to 100, but that's fine. So, just generated the new numbers. There they are. There they are in ascending order. There they are in descending order. The smallest one is 22. The largest one is 86. The sum of all the numbers is 656. The average of all the numbers is 65.6. Okay, that's all good. The only thing I want to do then is change the original size variable from 10 to 100. All right, let's run it one more time. All right, so let's print out the original array. You see it's much bigger now because there's 100 elements in it as opposed to 10. All right, so there they are. So that's the original order. There they are in ascending order. You notice it goes from 1 to 99. There are repeats, which is fine. There it's in descending order. My smallest, my largest, my sum, my average. Looks good. So one last time. You saw the comments at the top. Here are my pound include files. There's my program constant. Now it's correct at 100. There's my user-defined data type. Just leave that there for a second, so if you need to go back and pause the screen and look at it, you'll be able to. There are my global variables right here, half dozen of them. There are my function prototypes, so you guess you can see all of it together. There's main. There's fill array. There's menu. There's show menu options. Here's call array function part 1. Call array function part 2. Call array function part 3. Guess I could remove that blank line. And that one. So you can see all that. There's 5 and 6. There's call array function part 4. There is sort ascending. The only difference between sort ascending and sort descending, the word ascending versus descending, a less than versus a greater than, and the name of the array that you're using. The other one is DESC. But other than that, they're the same routine. Our print array, which just goes through and prints everything out. Again, with it set to 100, this goes from 0 to 98, really. All right. And it puts a comma after each one. Then we print the last one. Here's our print sum. Here is our print average. Both of them call the routine called calculate sum, which is right there. So that finishes another one of these examples.